السلام على الحسين، السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولادي الحسين وعلى أصحابي الحسين. يا حسين يا غريب، يا حسين يا سليم، يا حسين يا وحيد، يا حسين يا شهيد.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلى الله عليك يا رسول الله وعلى أهل بيتك الطيبين الطاهرين. صلى الله عليك يا سيدي يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله ورحمة الله وبركاته، يا رحمة الله الواسعة ويا باب نجاة الأمة، يا غريب يا شهيد، فيا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. قال مولانا أبا عبد الله الحسين عليه السلام: إن الناس عبيد الدنيا والدين لعق على ألسنتهم، يحوطونه ما درت معايشهم، فإذا محصوا بالبلاء قل الديانون. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I should convey my condolences for the anniversary of the martyrdom of Hussain ibn Ali alayhi salam, and here in the shrine of Ali ibn Musa Rada, convey your salam on behalf of all of you brothers and sisters in all parts of the world. Today I am with you to tell you something about the important saying, one of the important saying and statement of the Imam Hussain ibn Ali alayhi salam, which is inshallah get benefit from the Ahlul Bayt saying, and inshallah Allah gives us this opportunity to be with them in this world and also in the day of judgment and the hereafter inshallah. As you know, one thing which is very important nowadays is the humanity brought an end to the slavery. I want to talk about these matters. When we refer to the people life nowadays, we can find so many people nowadays in appear sometimes they are not a slave, but in fact they are the slave of different things. What I mean, when we go through that, we can find millions of people nowadays they are domestic servant. We can say many people, due to the circumstances and the situation that they are in it, they are in fact kind of a slave, and they are at their slavery. We can see nowadays many people, and from the past also it was something popular, that many people they are working in the field like the workers, and it is it is clear that they are the servant and working as a servant, but working as a slavery, and they are the slave of it to some people. But the thing that I want to talk about is not something in appear, and maybe the people they are not notice on it. We can say many people, they are exactly slaves of the materialistic world, or we can say the materialistic objects of this world. As you exactly heard and listened to the first part of my speech, I recited for you and stated the hadith from Imam Hussain ibn Ali alayhi salam, that which is very important in the time of Ashura, and when you want to talk about the Ashura and the cause of Ashura and what happened in the time of Ashura for the Muslims. For the Muslims who were in appear, they were Muslims, but in fact they killed the son of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the grandson of Prophet, the Sayyid Shabab Ahl al-Jannah. They killed him with the ablution and wudu, and even the prayer, most of them, and many of them, they did the prayer, and after that, with the qurbatan ilallah, with the pure intention, they did it. Why? What happened to them? Just, it's important to refer to the saying of the Imam Hussain alayhi salam and ask him and search about the saying of him. Imam Hussain alayhi salam, as I mentioned for you, he says that An-nas abidud dunya, An-nas abidud dunya. The people, the Imam Hussain alayhi salam says that the people are a slave of this world. In fact, the people, when he says the people, in Arabic literature we have it that when sometimes in the Quran also we have it, in Arabic we say the people, and nas, it has alif lam, it shows that it is something general. It shows that most of the people, we can say sometimes. It includes many people. It includes the majority of the people, we can say. So the Imam Hussain alayhi salam says, An-nas abidud dunya. People in this world, the people are a slave of this world. Why? And on the next part he says, وَالدِّينَ لَاعِقٌ عَلَىٰ أَلْسِنَاتِهِمْ. The question is that many people, they are Muslims, so we are thankful that many people Muslim. Many people, as I told you, who killed the Imam al-Hussein, they were Muslim. So what happened for these people who had the religion, the religious person in appear? He says that وَالدِّينُ لَاعِقٌ عَلَىٰ أَلْسِنَاتِهِمْ. Religion is something superficial, we can say. Not exactly, many people are really committed to it, to the religion. How? When Allah put them in the trial, when Allah put them in the trial and test, you can find those who are really pious and really religious person, just a few. One thing which is exactly essential and important for us is this, that many people in appear they are Muslims, but in fact they do something and have some manner and action that shows at the end they are not Muslim. So this is something which is very important for all of us. Even in the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the people who are coming with him to the Hajj, and he has the sermon and Qadiruhum, he says that in one important state that most of you, I asked Gabriel to exactly let me to not convey this message for the humanity, the message of Qadir. Why? He says that because لَعِلْمِ بَقَلَّةِ الْمُتَّقِينَ وَكَثْرَةِ الْمُنَافِقِينَ, because I know most of the people who are here, the companion of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in appear just they are Muslim. In fact, they are hypocrites, they are munafiq. In manner they are not. Even they are in the battlefield with the Prophet Muhammad, they participated in different war with him. But in fact, they are not believer, they are just Muslim. And being Muslim is not enough for going to the heaven. As Allah Almighty in different verses of the Holy Quran mentions that. One thing which is very important according to the saying of also Imam al-Rida alayhi salam, that he mentioned, it is ma'rifah and basira, which is very important for the Muslims. If you don't have the ma'rifah, if you don't have the basira, it seems you will be misguided after a while. Many people misguided even because of lack of having basira or ma'rifah. Many ahadith that we have, Imam al-Rida alayhi salam, he says that if you have ma'rifah, if you want to have basira, the first part is important, is knowledge, having the knowledge and pure knowledge. The second one is avoiding the sin. Avoiding the sin, which is very important. Another thing which is very important is avoiding the sin. But tonight I want to talk about one thing which is essential for the basira, which is very important. We can have two critical important factors to develop our basira. The basira is very important according to ahadith. The ma'rifah is very important according to the ahadith. But two things which is very important for the basira or ma'rifah, I want to talk about it. The first one as I mentioned for you, in this world we have different physical dimension and also spiritual dimension. Most of the human being, unfortunately, attached so much to different things and materialistic objects in this world. But Allah Almighty says in the Holy Quran, وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. I have given to the human being the legacy and many important things. What is the thing that Allah has given for us? Allah says that the thing that I have exactly given to you, it is the intellect that you have it, and the animals, the others, they don't have it. You have the intellect. Why you have the intellect? Why has given the intellect by God to you? Because you need to use it. You need to control it. You need to use your intellect in your life to control your desire, to control something that Allah has given for you as a trial, as a test, and after that you will be successful. So it's very important thing that we have it. And the attachment of the people to the material, exactly, different materials and objects, we can say materialistic objects, is the word very important. Even the psychologist, the Piaget, one of the important psychologists in psychology, he says that when we refer to the people, we can find all of the people, they have exactly this attachment to the materials at the time they are born, they were born until the time of the death. They attach to different things. He also has some examples for that. He says that the people who are 2 years usually attached and feel to own the surroundings, the thing that they have around them, they feel that they are the owner of that. On 6 years, they are thinking that something is themselves, something is mine, and more important than others and everything that they have it. Even in the time of the people who are adult, why the people who are, for example, buying the car, try to customizing? Why they are doing that? Because they want to express themselves, they want to make satisfied, they want to show themselves with such these matters that they have it. They want to show their ownership more, to feel the better and in their life. It is something that existed among the society and the people, and among all the human beings. The people are attached to different things that they have it. Sometimes we are children, we are kids, we are attached to the toys and the thing that we have it, and it is all of our life. And sometimes we are grow up, we are attached to our husband or wife and different things that we have it. So Imam Hussain alayhi salam says that you should not be attached to everything that you have it, because all of them, everything that you have it is kind of temporary materials. Even just now, you look and think about it. Everything that we have it, or car, my business, my father, my mother, my children, my business, my factory, everything that I have it. Sometimes I exactly take away and I will die sooner than them, and they are existing, and sometimes I'm should exactly lose everything that I have it. So everything that we have it is temporary. When we become familiar with them, when we become attached to such these matters, it exactly had some problem for us. Why? Because Allah Almighty says in the Holy Quran, it is kind of ibtila, it's kind of exam, it's kind of trial for us. Allah Almighty says, وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُمْ مُصِيبَةٌ. Allah says that everything to you, it is just for test, for your trial. Do not be attached to them. Your life, your house, your wife, your child, and your children attached. Some people attached to their accounts, some people attached to the money, some people attached to the selfie. When you go to different places, try to take the selfie. They are attached to show themselves to the others. They are attached to the media, they are attached to the cell phone, they are attached to the profile picture even. And if you it is something normal that exists among the people, but when we become so much attached to them, it makes suffering and problem. Even though nowadays we can see many people in the world, in the family and societies have problem and suffering with such these matters. For example, the wife or husband attached to the cell phone. You cannot exactly get your cell phone from him. When they are come at house, they don't exactly notice to the responsibilities that they have it. They have so much responsibilities, but they do not notice on it. So what is the solution for that? What is the solution for that? One important solution, according to the saying of our Imams, remembering Allah. We should remember Allah is the owner of everything. We are not the owner. We should exactly notice ourselves. Allah Almighty says, وَلَقَدْ جِئْتُمُونَا فُرَادًا كَمَا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ. You shall come back without anything and anyone, just like has created you. Don't forget that. Notice yourself. Try to remind it for yourself. Remember that. The two step is that the only way is to be with Allah. Just try to think about it. The only being is in the world is Allah. So if you want to be attached, it's good to be attached to the thing which is forever, not to the thing which is exactly will be finished. It helps you to not to be depressed. It helps you to be just with God, just connected to the Allah. Everything else will disappoint you. You should remember this. And because of that, this is so painful, because we are attached to the materialistic thing that we have it. And we have in our hadith, some people, when the time the Israel come to them for taking the soul, it is difficult for them. Why? Because they are attached to the children. They are attached to the beauties of their wife. They are attached to the beauties that they have it. They are attached to the everything that they have it. They are attached to the car. They are attached to the garden. They are attached to the family members. So it will be so much difficult. Even sometimes the people exactly go another word with the exactly status of not exactly non-Muslims, and they lose even their believing and everything that they have it. So we should refer on that. Another thing, the last thing that I want to mention is that we should ask help. It is so difficult trial. I know that all of us, we have different attachments in this world, but we should ask help from the people who have the power of God, not like us, like ordinary people. The thing which is very important is that we should exactly refer and think that we have our live Imam, an Imam of our time, Imam Zaman. We should connect to him. We should know that Allah appointed him for us. And how much familiar, exactly how much nowadays we are familiar with him, how much we are talking to him nowadays. Bukhari said an important hadith, an authentic hadith, that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, I'm leaving you two precious things, the two shall never separate from each other until they come to me by the pool of paradise. These are the book of Allah, my Quran, and Ahlul Bayt, my progeny. The two shall never separate until the day of judgment. So nowadays the Quran exists. It's a question. Nowadays the Quran exists. So what is the progeny? What is the progeny? So according to this authentic hadith among the Sunni and the Shia, the progeny and the Ahlul Bayt, the interpreter of the Holy Quran must be existed. And nowadays the Imam Hujjat ibn al-Hasan al-Mahdi is the Imam of our time, which has existed among us. So we need to talk to him. He is the path of Allah. He is the path of our worship. He is the path of guidance. He is our kind Father. We need to connect to him. How often do we remember him? Try to connect to him and try to tell him everything that we want. It is our kind Father. Try to make him satisfied from ourselves. It is something nowadays which is important, that we should try to do that, and inshallah ask our kind Father to give us this opportunity, to give us this energy for that, to not to be attached to the materialistic world and materialistic object in this world. And instead we will be connected and attached to the Imam of our time, Imam Zaman, and inshallah Allah help us to be one of the believers and one of the companions of Imam Zaman in the time of his reappearance, inshallah. Now inshallah all of us, we have this opportunity, all of you, the people that are our audience, the people who are watching us, inshallah, you have this opportunity to be in the shrine of Imam al-Rida alayhi salam, and Allah, and ask Imam al-Rida to give this opportunity to be in the time of Arba'in in Karbala with the hope of Allah. Now let's take our hearts to the land of Karbala on the Ashura night. It's a night of Ashura. Today happened many things, many tragedies. What a difficult night was yesterday night for the family of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. You can, I just want to recite for you some part of the history which was about the last night, yesterday night. On that night, Zainab was protected. The last night, yesterday night, Zainab was protected by the best brother in the history. By the best brother in history, Abu Abdullah al-Hussain and Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salam. Zainab felt safe with Abbas, felt safe with Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam. Lady Sakina alayhi salam felt safe under the protection of her father and his uncle, her uncle, Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salam. What a difficult day, what a difficult day was awaiting for the family of Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam. As you know, the exact number of things happened on today, the day of Ashura. Nafi' ibn Hilal, he is one of the companions of Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam. He says that on the night of Ashura, I realized Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam was missing. I couldn't find him at the tent in the darkness of the night. He went missing. Where is Hussein? I was concerned maybe he is somewhere outside in the desert of Karbala, and maybe some of the enemies harm him. So I was worried about him. I went and searched for Hussein. He himself says that after a while, after I was searching, I survived Abu Abdullah al-Hussain alayhi salam inspecting in the ground. He was inspecting in the ground. The Imam was sitting on the ground inspecting, doing something with the ground. I told him, Abu Abdullah alayhi salam, what are you doing at night? He realized that Imam was removing he was plucking the sharp objects of the thorns from the ground. Why do you do that? What are you doing? Why you are doing this at night? He told me tomorrow, when the tents of my family will be attacked, when they have sent them the fire, when the enemies sent my families to the fire, the children will be running to another places barefoot, and I don't want them, and I don't want these thorns to be put on the foot of them. Look at the heart of Abu Abdullah al-Hussain. How can you such this man, such a compassionate man, who has such a loving heart? He is thinking about his children the next day like the today, oh believers. And he wants to avoid stepping on these thorns. Imam Hussain alayhi salam goes back to the tents. The historian narrates that Imam recites a few lines of a poetry. Lady Zainab, she hears that. She realized that Imam alayhi salam is basically eulogizing himself. The Imam was signaling that he was departing soon, he was be martyred soon. Lady Zainab, when hears that, realizes that it is the time, it is imminent. We can say Hussein has to go. Lady Zainab is now engulfed with sadness. The Lady Zainab engulfed with sadness, she breaks into tears, and breaks into tears and say, اليوم مات رسول الله، اليوم مات أبي علي، اليوم ماتت أمي فاطمة. Oh Hussein, how are you? Eulogizing yourself. Today I can feel my grandfather leaving us. Today I can feel Ibn Abi Talib. Today I can feel losing my mother Fatima al-Zahra, because you are Abu Abdullah, you are Khamis Ahl al-Kisa, you are the fifth of them among our family. Lady Zainab was literally about to die from grief. At that point, Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam walks up to her and puts his hands on her heart. And he says, oh Allah, give Zainab patience. It is this dua that Imam made for her on that night of Ashura, that they gave Zainab that patience. Otherwise, how could she find such a patience when she sees Abu Abdullah alayhi salam is leaving her? Allahu Akbar, what a difficult night was today and yesterday night. Imam Hussain alayhi salam gathered the women and children in the tent in Karbala. He calls on the women, Ya Zainab, Ya Kulthum, wa Ya Sakina, wa Ya Rubab. Come, come, Imam has important announcement for you. He gathered them, he gathered all of his children, all of the women in the tent of Imam Zainul Abidin. Imam Zainul Abidin was extremely ill. He was laying on the ground and couldn't move. Once Imam was gathered them, he told them, I have a will for you. Imam Hussain said, I have a will for you. After me, Ali, my son, is your Imam, and you follow him, you obey him. He is your infallible Imam. He needs to look after you. And after that, Imam alayhi salam looked at his son, Ali ibn Hussain Zain al-Abidin, and he said, my dear son Ali, tomorrow when the men are killed, it is the time children will be orphaned. My dear son Ali, you will be there, their father figure. Sakinhum idha sarahu, they will cry, the children, the kids will cry and yell. You be one to comfort them, because they don't have any other man to look up other than you. My dear son, بلغ شيعتي مني السلام. Give my salam, convey my salam to my Shia. Why? What should he say? What should he convey after salam? وقل لهم إن أبي قتلوه عطشانا فاذكروا, and tell my Shia that my father was killed thirsty among the Muslims. Remember him. وذكروهم وقل لهم إن أبي قتلوه وحيدا فاندبوه, and tell my Shia about my loneliness. Oh, my son Ali, no one shall forget that I am going through. What a difficult day was. He has also the smallest soldier, Imam Ali ibn Hussain ibn Ali alayhi salam. The historian narrates that Imam Hussain alayhi salam, like the today, asked Lady Zainab called Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam, and she tells, my dear brother, you can see your son, your infant Ali al-Asghar, he is dying from the thirst. His mother no longer able to feed him, to water him, to nurse him. So take him to the enemies and ask him for some water. Oh, Abu Abdullah, he's your son, so take him to the enemies and ask him for the water. Maybe they have some mercy upon him. Imam al-Hussain asks Ali Asghar. He asked him, he is carrying him in his arms. Imagine this scene. He is standing before them and he tells them, look, ayyuhan nas, ayyuhal muslimun, if I am sinful, if I did this sin, if I am sinful in your eyes, if I had committed the crime, so in lam tarhamuni farhamu hadha الطفل الرضيع. If you have no mercy upon me because you think I am sinful, have mercy on this infant. And if you don't trust me, you think I want the water for myself, you take him, feed him, water him, and send him back to me. At this point, the historian narrates, at this point, imagine the grandson of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is standing on the battlefield among the Muslims, asked for help. There was commotion among the Muslims. Some said yes, we can give them. Some said no. At that point, Umar ibn Sa'ad, commander of the armies, looked at an expert archer in the name of Harmala, and he said, Ya Harmala, iqta' lisan ghawm. Harmala, end this dispute. Stop this chaos. You know exactly what to do. Harmala said, what are you suggesting? He told him, أَمَا تَرَى بَيَاضُ رَغَبَتِهِ, don't you see the whiteness of his neck? He takes out his arrows and he shoots Ali Asghar in his neck. فَذَبَحُوهُ مِنَ الْوَرِيدِ إِلَى الْوَرِيدِ, slaughtered his neck. When he feels being slaughtered, he takes his hands out of his clothes. It is like he is asking from his father the help and asks for help. Ali Asghar, the Imam collects the blood of Ali Asghar, his infant son, throws it towards the sky. He says, oh Allah, what gives me strength in this moment is that you are watching me, oh Allah, because just you are watching me. Otherwise, which father could see his son slaughters in his hands? Imam alayhi salam takes his body and back to the tent, and going back, such a difficult tragedy happens. The family is waiting and thought that Ali Asghar was satisfied and come to the tent. Historian narrates 7 times Abu Abdullah went to the tent and back, and after that the people said, and Zainab said, that we saw Hussain ibn Ali come to the tent. Abu Abdullah, what are you hiding under your aba? Imam came to the tent and said, Zainab said, Akhi, hal saqawhu ma'a? Lady Zainab come to receive him. Lady Zainab, my brother, did they give him water? At that point, Imam took him out from his clothes. Khuziha Zainab, see what they gave him. His mother Rubab gave her. She held her slaughtered infant in her arms. Ya Bunayya Abdullah, Ya Ghali, Ya Haybati wa Azzi وجلالي, my dear son Ali, my inspiration, my honor, my heart. أنا الرباب سهرت الليالي, أنا الرباب سهرت الليالي. ألا لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. Inshallah, on behalf of all of you, we are saying salam, and inshallah Allah accept all of your mornings in all parts of the world. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم والعن أعداءهم أجمعين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله، السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله، السلام عليك يا خيرة الله وابن خيرته، السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين وابن سيد الوصين. السلام عليك يا ابن فاطمة سيدة نساء العالمين. السلام عليك يا ثار الله وابن ثاريه والوتر الموتور. السلام عليك وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليكم مني جميعا سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار. يا أبا عبد الله، لقد عظمت الرزية وجلت وعظمت المصيبة بك علينا وعلى جميع أهل الإسلام، وجلت وعظمت مصيبتك في السماوات على جميع أهل السماوات. فلعن الله أمة أسست أساس الظلم والجور عليكم أهل البيت، ولعن الله أمة دفعتكم عن مقامكم وأزالتكم عن مراتبكم التي رتبكم الله فيها، ولعن الله أمة قتلتكم، ولعن الله الممهدين لهم بالتمكين من قتالكم. برئت إلى الله وإليكم منهم ومن أشياعهم وأتباعهم وأوليائهم. يا أبا عبد الله، إني سلم لمن سالمكم وحرب لمن حاربكم إلى يوم القيامة. ولعن الله آل زياد وآل مروان، ولعن الله بني أمية قاطبة، ولعن الله ابن مرجانة، ولعن الله عمر بن سعد، ولعن الله شمرا، ولعن الله أمة أسرجت وألجمت وتنقبت لقتالك. بأبي أنت وأمي لقد عظم مصابي بك، فأسأل الله الذي أكرم مقامك وأكرمني بك أن يرزقني طلب ثارك مع إمام منصور من أهل بيت محمد صلى الله عليه وآله. اللهم اجعلني عندك وجيها بالحسين عليه السلام في الدنيا والآخرة. يا أبا عبد الله، إني أتقرب إلى الله وإلى رسوله وإلى أمير المؤمنين وإلى فاطمة وإلى الحسن وإليك بموالاتك وبالبراءة ممن قاتلك ونصب لك الحرب، وبالبراءة ممن أسس أساس الظلم والجور عليكم. وأبرأ إلى الله وإلى رسوله ممن أسس أساس ذلك وبنى عليه بنيانه وجرى في ظلمه وجوره عليكم وعلى أشياعكم. برئت إلى الله وإليكم منهم، وأتقرب إلى الله ثم إليكم بموالاتكم وموالاة وليكم وبالبراءة من أعدائكم والناصبين لكم الحرب وبالبراءة من أشياعهم وأتباعهم. إني سلم لمن سالمكم وحرب لمن حاربكم وولي لمن والاكم وعدو لمن عاداكم. فأسأل الله الذي أكرمني بمعرفتكم ومعرفة أوليائكم ورزقني البراءة من أعدائكم أن يجعلني معكم في الدنيا والآخرة وأن يثبت لي عندكم قدم صدق في الدنيا والآخرة. وأسأله أن يبلغني المقام المحمود لكم عند الله وأن يرزقني طلب ثاركم مع إمام هدى مهدي ظاهر ناطق بالحق منكم. وأسأل الله بحقكم وبالشأن الذي لكم عنده أن يعطيني بمصابي بكم أفضل ما يعطي مصابا بمصيبته، مصيبة ما أعظمها وأعظم رزيتها في الإسلام وفي جميع السماوات والأرض. اللهم اجعلني في مقامي هذا ممن تناله منك صلوات ورحمة ومغفرة. اللهم اجعل محياي محيا محمد وآل محمد ومماتي ممات محمد وآل محمد. اللهم إن هذا يوم تبركت به بنو أمية وابن آكلة الأكباد اللعين ابن اللعين على لسانك ولسان نبيك صلى الله عليه وآله. اللهم العن أبا سفيان ومعاوية ويزيد بن معاوية عليهم منك اللعنة أبد الآبدين. وهذا يوم فرحت به آل زياد وآل مروان بقتلهم الحسين صلوات الله عليه. اللهم فضاعف عليهم اللعن منك والعذاب الأليم. اللهم إني أتقرب إليك في هذا اليوم وفي موقفي هذا وأيام حياتي بالبراءة منهم واللعنة عليهم وبالموالاة لنبيك وآل نبيك عليه وعليهم السلام. اللهم العن أول ظالم ظلم حق محمد وآل محمد بعله على ذلك. اللهم العن العصابة التي جاهدت الحسين وشايعت وبايعت وتابعت على قتله. اللهم العنهم جميعا. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. اللهم خص أنت أول ظالم باللعن مني، وابدأ به أولا ثم الثاني والثالث والرابع. اللهم العن يزيد خامسا، والعن عبيد الله بن زياد وابن مرجانة وعمر بن سعد وشمرا وآل أبي سفيان وآل زياد وآل مروان إلى يوم القيامة. سجدة. اللهم لك الحمد حمد الشاكرين لك على مصابهم، الحمد لله على عظيم رزيتي. اللهم ارزقني شفاعة الحسين يوم الورود، وثبت لي قدم صدق عندك مع الحسين وأصحاب الحسين الذين بذلوا مهجهم دون الحسين عليه السلام. وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وآله الطاهرين.